talk more about the options on the table for Washington, we're joined now by David Makovsky, the director at Court Project on Arab-Israeli Relations at the Washington Institute for Near East Policy, as well as the former advisor to Special Envoy for Israeli-Palestinian negotiations with the U.S. State Department. David, great to have you with us on The Rundown. Thanks for being here.
Delighted to be with you.
Well, a strong show of U.S. military force that is arriving in the region, at least in the next few days. But to do what exactly? What are the scenarios for U.S. intervention as it stands right now?
Well, okay, thank you for having me. And I think you put, your finger on the key question. What's the objective? Everything we know about the president is that in the past is that he likes what we would call in the United States one and done. He killed Baghdadi of ISIS. He killed Soleimani, the head of the Al-Quds forces of the Revolutionary Guards. He did the B-2 bomb strike at Fordow and other facilities during the Iran war. He just took Maduro, the head of Venezuela. It was the idea of one-shot effort to get maximal impact. So that has led to, to speculation. Is he going after Khamenei? But clearly, if you really want regime change, it's not a one-and-done situation. And so the question is, what is the president trying to achieve? And we still don't have full clarity. We have to be humble about this, that there's a lot of speculation, but we don't really know. And or is it a desire as a show of force to get a better deal on the nuclear talks that have been, stymied for so long, because of the Iranian intransigence? We don't know. Regime change or to get a better deal on the Iranian missiles and the nukes. We're not sure. If it's a more limited goal, maybe he would try to seize certain tankers from Iran that sends 90% of its oil to China. But it's all a question of every action is a function of your options, but should be a function of your objective. So regime change is the most ambitious, and it's one that goes against how President Trump has acted in the past. Doesn't mean he won't do it. And clearly, Khamenei has really, has angered this president personally. And when it's personal with this president, it goes beyond just the national interest, as we know. So we have to really be humble about this, that there are different moves, but the different moves are a function on what is your goal. And unless we know what the goal is, it's harder to say we know exactly what the moves are going to be.